certificate that's going to be issued later on making sure that trade between our two countries is unimpeded, either by tariff or non-tariff barriers or levies that are arbitrarily levied. We've agreed that the common principle will be the full implementation of the EAC customs and other infrastructure that support trade between East African countries. And therefore, all the issues around rice and juice and furniture and eggs and chicken and sugar and all the other issues are now resolved. We have also agreed that we will now explore jointly the extension of the pipeline from Eldoret to Kampala that will form the conversation in the next joint ministerial committee. We have also agreed to synergize matters on environment to see how we can build our restoration of degraded wetlands and fragile ecosystems, including our water towers that is currently being undertaken in Kenya, including the planting of 15 billion trees, to see how that can be synergized with what is going, the environmental program that is going on in Uganda, understanding and realizing that climate change has no boundaries. We have also agreed jointly on matters of peace, security, and stability in our region, and we hold common position on what should happen in Eastern DRC, in South Sudan, in the Sudan, in Somalia, and in our region in general. The meeting also emphasized the importance of extending, as I have said, the SGR from Naivasha to Malaba, but all the way to Kampala and DRC as an efficient and sustainable infrastructural artery for the transformation of goods. We have obliged our respective ministers to take joint urgent measures to mobilize resources for the implementation of this regional shared infrastructure and report on progress by the end of this year. As pertains our regional agenda, President Museveni and I appreciated the benefits and power of our close coordination with respect to the East African Community, Intergovernmental Authority on Development, and the Africa Union and other regional organizations, which we recognize as the building blocks for the greater integration of our countries at the continental and international level. I appreciate with tremendous gratitude President Museveni's contribution and selfless dedication to building a robust East African community and transitioning it into a federation of shared vision and values. I have also expressed to His Excellency the people and the government of Uganda the appreciation of Kenyans from all walks of life for Uganda's endorsement of the Kenyan candidate for the position of Africa Union Commission chairperson, and assured him of our full confidence that our candidate will deliver effective leadership at the Commission. We also shared our concern about the threat of terrorism and insecurity in our region and affirmed our commitment to strengthening regional peace and security approaches and programs. Kenya will continue to consult and work closely with Uganda in addressing security challenges in our sub-region, including in the Sudan, South Sudan, Somalia, DRC, and elsewhere. During my meeting with President Museveni, we expressed concern on the drawdown of ATMIS in Somalia, and we urged that the timelines for the drawdown align with the security conditions on the ground in Somalia, not just the calendar that has been laid out. Before I conclude, let me reiterate that President Museveni's visit underscores the enduring bonds of friendship and partnership for peace and development between Kenya and Uganda. As we continue on this journey of cooperation and solidarity, we have used today's visit to reaffirm our commitment to do even more together for the greater good of our nation, our region, and our continent. We have also agreed on the border issues that have been of concern to border communities, and shortly we will be visiting those regions with a view to bringing the communities together. I take this opportunity to assure Your Excellency of my personal support and commitment of the Republic of Kenya to work with you and the government of Uganda in furthering our bilateral agenda and mutual interest of our people. Finally, I wish you, Your Excellency, and the great people of Uganda, our best wishes for prosperity in Uganda and in our region. Asante sana, mzee, karibu. Unaweza kutuongeleza Kiswahili?
Oh, very good. Your Excellency, President Ruto, and all the dignitaries who are here, as you heard, His Excellency summarized what we have agreed, the agreements, the protocols. I don't want to repeat those. The only issue is for me to point out that all that is guided by the historical missions which the Africans have finally crystallized. More than 60 years ago, when we got independence, we did not harmonize properly on the historical mission beyond liberation. There was talk that time of uhuru na umoja, but it was not deeply disassembled. What did uhuru na umoja mean? That's why, therefore, we have lost 6 decades. And as you can see in Africa, we have got so many problems. The collapse of state authority in so many countries. This is not accidental. This is really, this was inevitable and it was predictable. But now, I can see that people are beginning to, a cluster of actors, including His Excellency, President Ruto, and other actors are beginning to see the way forward. And really the historical missions, according to we who have been in this for long, after many years, as a student movement, as a liberation movement, we detected those three historical missions. Historical mission number 1 is prosperity. How do you create prosperity for people? When we studied this, we discovered that you could not create prosperity through aid, that somebody else is aiding you. and you think you will create prosperity. And we discovered that you could not create prosperity by abstaining from the modern economy, because part of the problem in countries like Uganda, which are endowed with a lot of natural resources, is that many people were outside the money economy. I was telling His Excellency that even as recently as 2013, 68% of the Ugandans were outside the money economy, in what they call subsistence economy, just growing food, eating and drinking alcohol, no earning money. And the danger is that the richer the countries are in natural resources, like for instance, Congo, DRC, the richer it is in natural resources, the bigger the danger that one is of people just staying in the forest, eating honey and monkeys and so on, and they are not bothered. So, in our analysis, we said no, we must create prosperity in the modern way by everybody joining the money economy. And when you join the money economy, you produce a good or a service which you sell. And if you sell it persistently, you will get prosperity. Now, if that is the case, then it raised another question. Who buys what you produce? Do you have got enough buyers? This is how the question of the soko comes in. Nani atanunua bidhaa zako kwa wingi na kwa muda mrefu na kwa hakika? So that's why, therefore, the Africans, you can go and check, the Africans having slept from 1958, 1955, 1957, when Ghana got independence, 1980, when they met in the Lagos, what they call Lagos Plan of Action, they identified this. They said Africa needs to organize the market of Africa to integrate it. The fragmented market of Africa will not help us. That's how they evolved. In 1980, you can see almost more than 20 years since independence. This was the first time they started talking about the economic integration as a stimulus for creating prosperity. So therefore, when His Excellency invites me here and we meet here, and all these agreements we have agreed, they are consolidating that point of ensuring the prosperity of our people by assuring them of a reliable, big market. Now, these vikwazo are not good for the common market. Like somebody was telling me to stop the rice from Tanzania. Why? Because I have got some inefficient rice growers in Uganda. Therefore, the answer is nikatai mpunga mzuri tena wenye bei nafuu kutoka Tanzania kusudi nitetee hawa wavivu ambaye hawaweza kutupatia mpunga kwa gharama nzuri. So I said, no, I can't do that, because if I do that, I'll be committing 3 sins. Kwanza, I will stunt the Tanzanian rice grower. I will stunt, but in our language we call it kuzingamia, to make a child not to grow properly. So that Tanzanian rice grower will now no longer grow as much as he would have done, because if he gets a market in Tanzania on merit, he gets a market on merit, not because he's protected, because he's cheaper. He gets a market in Tanzania, he adds the one of Uganda, he adds the one of Kenya, he has got enough market to help him grow and grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. So if I block him, that opportunity, I have killed it. But secondly, I am punishing the Ugandans to be forced to buy expensive rice on behalf of the inefficient Ugandan rice growers. But thirdly, I am also Okulemaza. If you understood our Bantu dialects there, Okulemaza is to cripple, to render disabled somebody, my own rice growers, because if I protect them, they will not struggle to become efficient. They will just rely on my protection and continue being inefficient. So na wao nitawaua kwa kuwabembeleza na kuwapa soko ya bandia, give them market when in fact they don't deserve to be in the market. So when a child is growing up in our tribes there, and the child is beginning to stand up, they stand up and fall down. So in our tribes there, in Baganda say, Bagamba Watia Baganda, Tengerera, Tengerera, Tengerera. The child is standing and falling. You encourage him to stand up. You don't say fall down and stay there. I don't know how the Waswahili and our Kikuyu here say that. When the child is young and trying to stand up, you encourage him to continue standing. You pray standing. So I don't want to mislead my inefficient. For instance, the sugar growers in Uganda, they are inefficient because they are growing sugar on a high altitude. Uganda is a high altitude. It is more than 1,000 meters above the sea. And apparently, sugar cane does not yield much sugar when it is in a high altitude. It yields sugar better when it is near the ocean. I hear they recover only 8% of the sugar cane, while these other ones can go up to 14, 15, I don't know what. Brazil, you can check. Yeah? So we should tell our sugar people to shift. There's another part of Uganda where they can produce sugar better, which can give a higher yield. So this is point number one, integration about prosperity. You can have a rich part of the world which is poor because it is badly organized. Latin America. Latin America, those countries of Latin America, they have got more natural resources than the United States of America. They have more forests, bigger rivers, the Amazon, more minerals. But why are they miserable? Because they are so badly organized that you can't succeed in the business. You are in a small country, El Salvador, Nicaragua, Honduras, 3 million people, Haiti, I don't know what. They are rich in presidents, rich in ministers, rich in ambassadors, but poor in everything else. In the United States, North America, there are only 3 countries there: Canada, United States, and Mexico. The whole continent, only 3 countries. Latin America, I don't know how many they are with the Caribbean. They are as rich in countries as us. Even here we are rich in countries, republic of this, republic of that, but poor in everything else. So this integration is to fight the battle of prosperity. You should understand this. Because if somebody is efficiently producing something, and we support him, he will grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. And another one from Uganda will also grow in something else. Another one from Tanzania. Through, they used to call it, I don't know whether they are still teaching it in the universities. It was called comparative advantages. It was being taught in the universities. I don't know whether they are still teaching it. That we specialize according to comparative advantages. But they just talk about it in the classroom and it ends there. So this is number one. And that's why we support COMESA, which was a building block to the African continental market. But now, you can have economic prosperity, but you remain weak. When Hitler overran Europe, some of those countries were developed. Belgium, Denmark, even France was developed, but it was overrun by Hitler. So, apart from prosperity, there is the issue of strategic security. How can Africa be strategically secure? How can we be strategically secure? Now we are here. Some people have gone to the moon. Here, we are here on Earth here. Some people are on the moon, they are looking at us. Like insects, like when you are looking at, there are these insects which eat sugar. You are just looking at them. They don't know that you are looking at them. Anytime you can spray them with the insecticide and they die, they don't even know. It's a good thing, it is also a good thing to be ignorant. Because when you are ignorant, you are not worried. You can die comfortably. But how can we have this imbalance? The Americans have gone to the moon. The Russians went there. The Chinese have gone. The Indians have gone recently. We are the only ones here now. But now the question is, can Uganda afford to have a space program which takes us to the moon, even if we are a developed country? Because UK is a developed country, and France, but they have not been to the moon. They are still here with us. UK, all those, they are here. Now, it is the newcomers, like the Indians have gone to the moon. So that's why we said in our movement, we say, you people, apart from economic integration for prosperity, you need to address with the issue of strategic security. And the only way you can do it is through political integration. Because even if you are a common market, the army is not one. You don't have one army. Each one has got his there. And that's why there are, because you may say, if you wanted economic integration and you created COMESA, the East African Community,